New footage inside of the YSL RICO Trial courtroom went viral, leading into the state investigating the trial for case corruption. Today, new clips went viral supporting the fact of the entire case being corrupt, as a tweet would end up sharing, "Watch the judge open her mouth right here. Is she signaling DA Love to make an objection? Then she leads Love to keep going until she gets the objection right. What exactly is going on in Fulton County? Is this what our system is coming to?"
Do you appreciate that sitting here today, your lies have caused Yak tremendous amounts of problems?
Question. Objection. Improper. Vague. Speculation. Relevance.
Sustained.
As there has already been a conspiracy about the new judge being placed into this YSL RICO trial just to help out the prosecutors, as what happened next basically confirms it. A tweet would share, "So it's okay for Adrian Love to show images to the jury underhandedly. As you can see, the judge is looking at prosecutor Love. She is holding a piece of paper of evidence, showing it to the jury illegally. This is clear as day, showing them the evidence that was also later denied to be shown to the jury. Even though they already saw it illegally, they already now know it exists and that it can definitely alter their decision on Young Thug being innocent or guilty later on the line." Young Thug's lawyers finally had enough. Miss Love would object to Young Thug's lawyer again, and you can tell he was about to snap.
Objection.
Do you view that as a benefit?
Hang on.
Okay,
hang
I'm
on.
asking him if he views
I
that
know,
as
and
a
there's an
benefit.
objection on the floor, which I haven't been able to hear yet, so wait and let me hear
My
it
apologies,
and
Your
rule on
Honor.
it.
So objection as to misrepresentation, vagueness, when the question is, do you think it's a benefit to you?
Now, the funniest part of it all was even the judge started to get annoyed moments later of having to help out prosecutor Love. When Love would end up trying to object again for the 30th time within an hour, the judge finally had enough, told her to basically stop talking, and she left.
But, Miss Love, your objection was sustained, so it's really all there is to it.
Your Honor, I think the main thing to it is that Mr. Sharp he talked.
Miss Love, I'm going to take a bathroom break, okay? I haven't had one for the last couple of times that everybody else has.
As higher-ups in the court system will now be investigating the YSL RICO trial soon, which could result in Young Thug being released. To understand his release date, you first need to hear the judge flip-flopping on a mistrial decision, as her opinions on the stage of the case changed dramatically from the beginning of the court day until the end, as the court day started with her denying a motion for mistrial. She says that she doesn't think there was anything bad, but agrees that the questioning could have been confusing, and asks Miss Love to clarify
what the line of questioning was, and so a valid objection, it remains sustained, but the motion for mistrial is denied. I am not giving any kind of instruction. You can just fix it by asking the next one.
As the judge would deny the mistrial at the beginning of the day, until realizing these prosecutors truly don't even know how to do their own job. As during this court day, the prosecutors had to bring in witnesses to the stand to share proof about Young Thug being guilty about certain crimes. After struggling to get anyone to bring to the stand, they finally brought this man, Quindarius Zachary. He would end up opening his statement by literally hitting on an attractive police investigator and then asks her to be the one to supervise him at his hotel tonight.
For you to whichever hotel this is, they end up fitting. Can it be what? I don't know whether it's going to be that particular investigator or not. It might be, it might not be. It's not going to be up to me.
Many would think that this court case is a reality TV show, and let me remind you, this is a RICO case. The judge is thinking it's funny at the beginning, laughing at jokes of witnesses hitting on policemen, but what happens next, you can tell that she's getting annoyed. This is when it would be reported, QZ says he no longer wants his lawyer because he feels like he is working for them, the state. He said that he doesn't think he needs a lawyer at all. He'll be coming back on Monday without one.
You don't want that lawyer anymore. All right, well, let me say this. When you come back on Monday, it may be that you want a lawyer. You don't feel like you need any kind of lawyer whatsoever. So what if things change on Monday? All right.
As this is where the judge would finally have enough for the prosecutor and already kick him off the stand, telling him to get lost. It would be this moment when Thug's lawyer would then submit another motion for a mistrial. She would end up using different words than what she was using at the start of the day.
All right, I'm going to look back at what the transcript says. I mean, and Ms. Love, you may, given that there's now a motion for mistrial on the floor, in assertion that you did things purposefully, you may respond to that.
I vehemently object to the mistrial. I vehemently object to any mistrial, and I beg the court to look at the transcript and see what I said right before I asked him the people that I just mentioned. And I would ask that the court deems it appropriate that such language is gross and all of the disparaging remarks made by counsel for the defendants are appropriate. That's one thing, but I'd ask that the court limit that type of behavior, which is, not becoming of officers of the court.
I agree with that. It is not becoming.
Not denying it on the spot like she did at the beginning of the day, because it's clear as day this case is a complete joke. The prosecutors don't know what they're doing, and there's no witnesses that want to give evidence on Young Thug. However, what truly won the mistrial talks over is when the judge started yelling at the prosecutors, as the prosecutors didn't even have as much witnesses as they needed for a full court day. All they had was Quindarius Zachary.
One of the things I wanted to inquire of one of our investigators about their efforts to secure one of the witnesses and the difficulty that we have had with respect to that witness. I expect that witness will be coming in. It's the one that we've been discussing, but I think it's pertinent information.
Not right now. And frankly, it doesn't matter if you have a particular witness. What you have been instructed is to have enough witnesses to fill the day. Okay? So if one witness is difficult, then you need to have another one lined up. Let's get the jury, please.
After searching for weeks, all they were able to get was Quindarius Zachary, and we all see how he did. This is then when the official report of breaking news, YSL attorney Max puts Fani Willis' office on notice that if they put Quindarius Zachary back on the stand and he gets sick before cross-examination, it is going to be a mistrial.
It's going to lead to me asking for a mistrial again. And the state is on notice at this point that by calling Mr. Zachary in this state, and I don't know what his state is, but they seem to know, they are on notice that something could happen. And I'm not the one calling him to the stand, but if his direct testimony comes in or his prior statements come in and I don't have a chance to confront him about those lies, we are not going to have a fair trial. And I'm just putting it on the record now so everyone knows what my stance on that is.
However, this is where the trial would get scary. It's almost as if the state, no matter what happens, keep this court case going. Thug has to go to prison. As a report would end up sharing, YSL judge admits the case is headed to mistrial, but yet she won't grant one.
All right, if we don't even know what's being said, then
we do know what's
trial
being
waiting
said,
to happen.
Your Honor. It is not.
This is a mistrial waiting to happen.
Your Honor, if I may.
Go ahead.
Judge, we started.
As with the judge admitting the case should be a mistrial but not granting it, you gotta think someone is telling her to not let it happen. The judge admitted it, but she refuses. This makes the case corrupt, as what happened today in court was unbelievable. As a tweet would share, witness tells the DA she doesn't intimidate him and to stop trying to treat him like her child.
You can answer first and I will let you explain, but I need you to answer yes or no.
But could you stop yelling at me like I'm your child or something? I'm not your child.
You are not.
You talking aggressive to me. You don't intimidate me. All them guys over here. So if you would have came to me and asked me this, I'd have told you the same thing. What if they was in my face or not in my face? I'm not scared of them or you.
I don't want you to be.
Well, that's what you acting like it. That's what you acting like you trying to paint.
So do you want me to bring my voice down? And I apologize if it sounds like
I ain't your child. Could I take a break? Y'all talk.
No, we've had so many breaks this morning. We really need to get through this.
As the prosecutors are currently being exposed for what would usually be a mistrial for case corruption, but the judge is just not letting it happen. This was even confirmed in a viral clip that shares. Young Thug started laughing after YSL Woody tried to ask him if he had issues with Rich Homie Quan from the witness stand.
Yes, no, I don't recall. Did Thug have an issue with Rich Homie Quan bringing members of IFK to his apartment?
So did you have issue with Rich Homie?
I'm asking you for what you told the police.
And I'm answering you. I just told you several times. I tell the police anything.
Okay. Do you recall talking about...
Which is obviously not allowed. Lil Woody was placed onto the witness stand by the prosecutors, meaning that the prosecutors were supposed to teach him on what he was allowed and not allowed to do. Yelling across the courtroom is definitely not allowed. Young Thug was allegedly in tears when Woody asked him this, and he didn't even get in trouble. 3 days before the passing of Rich Homie Quan, we even saw Quan speak about YSL Woody becoming a snitch in the YSL trial, and even called him a liar.
What do you feel about his statements being said about him basically up your dad's barbershop?
What is a liar? The barbershop did got up with it wasn't like, I don't want to talk much into it, but it wasn't like he over exaggerated it, because the same day the barbershop got it was up and running. So it couldn't have been like what he said it was. So we're gonna hold that down. Shout out to Woody. But niggas know.
Okay, yeah, absolutely.
We would then see YSL Woody react to Quan, calling him a liar.
You know, your trial's going viral. On the trial, you said you and Threat was sliding and y'all Rich Homie Quan barbershop.
Yeah, like Rich Homie said, I was just lying.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on Rich Homie Quan passing?
Yeah.
It's sad, man. It's sad. Rich Homie had a lot of potential. You feel me? Like, he just made wrong choice in the past. Where it could have that hurt his career. And he didn't have to make that choice. But sometimes people gotta learn how to stand up for themselves. Don't be intimidated by no group of people. Cause them group of people, man, they ain't no man for real. Feel me? That's why they a group of people. All you had to do is stay by yourself. He would have been successful. He would have been bigger than what he was.